Situation and his wife Lauren have been together for a long time, much longer than anyone even realized. It turns out that they actually met when they were young and then broke up after he was cast on Jersey Shore, but they managed to find their way back to each other. And all the crazy details behind their love story are seriously unbelievable. While on the surface, it seems like Mike Sorrentino and his wife Lauren Sorrentino have only been together for a relatively short time, their relationship actually goes much deeper than that. Not only that, but they've also gone through some serious ups and downs in their relationship. So it's pretty surprising that they're still together after all this time and after everything that's happened. What's interesting about their relationship is that they actually met while they were attending Brookdale Community College together all the way back in 2005. When talking about the relationship to People in 2018, Mike said that back then, Lauren was only 19 and he was 22. Apparently, they met in a math class at the community college. And despite the image that Mike has created for himself over the years, surprisingly enough, he was very committed to Lauren from the start. The two of them were actually together for 4 years, but unfortunately, it didn't last forever. The couple decided to break up after Mike was cast on Jersey Shore in 2009. Once he was a single man, Mike transformed himself into the persona of The Situation, which we all know him as now. But the persona that he showed on Jersey Shore didn't exactly line up with who he was before the show. Since before that, it seemed like he was very caring and committed to being in a monogamous relationship. But when he was on the show, he definitely played up the carefree bachelor image. Part of this might have come from him reeling after the breakup, since it seemed pretty clear that his previous relationship with Lauren meant a lot to him. So there's no doubt that he was probably hurting and channeling all that into hooking up and rebounding with other women. When talking about their first relationship, Lauren said that she met Mike when he was just a regular person, not a celebrity or The Situation. So she actually got to know him for who he truly was, without all of the strange persona that he put on for the show. Lauren said that he was the most giving, loving, and family-oriented kind of person. And even though the two of them were broken up for about 4 years after Jersey Shore started, it seemed like they just couldn't stay away from each other. They started to rekindle their romance in 2013 after the show had already ended. For the most part, it really looked like they just picked up where they left off and didn't have any problems finding their love for each other once again. But just the next year, in 2014, Mike faced some legal trouble when both he and his brother were found guilty of not paying their taxes. And it was in the millions, so it was a pretty serious offense, and he was facing some real prison time. However, Mike didn't let this impact his relationship with Lauren. They were seemingly still going strong, and it turned out that Mike and Lauren were actually planning on filming for Marriage Boot Camp Reality Stars. The show aired in 2015, and they appeared on it as boyfriend and girlfriend. Mike's lawyer actually announced that Lauren was his fiancée, but that turned out not to be true at the time. They were still just dating. During the premiere party of the show, Mike told People that Lauren was actually a little nervous about doing the show in the first place, but he felt like it could only benefit them and said that he viewed the whole thing as just free therapy for them. Even though they weren't having any troubles in their relationship, it was pretty obvious that their time together hadn't always been perfect, especially since they had broken up for so many years before getting back together. When talking about the show, Lauren said that she usually wasn't the kind of person to be out in the public eye, so it took a lot for her to open up about her deepest thoughts and concerns while being vulnerable in front of strangers. But she said that she eventually agreed to it because having Mike by her side made her comfortable enough to do it. After that show, we didn't really hear too much about them as they were just happily living their lives together. But the charges against Mike came back in late 2017, and he eventually pled guilty to them in January 2018. However, the judge allowed Mike to travel to Miami to film Jersey Shore Family Vacation before receiving his sentencing. And while in Miami, he decided to propose to Lauren the next month on Valentine's Day with help of all of his Jersey Shore castmates. During the proposal, he said that he fell in love with her because she loved him even when he couldn't love himself. He added that she was his best friend, his college sweetheart, and his better half. Mike did later receive his 8-month prison sentence, but he and Lauren were able to get married before he had to serve his time. They tied the knot on November 1st, 2018 in a beautiful ceremony which was captured on Jersey Shore Family Vacation. And Mike even got to celebrate with her on their honeymoon in Arizona the next month, and they also spent their first Christmas together as newlyweds. Mike did eventually serve his prison sentence from January to September 2019. And after that, he and Lauren set their sights on starting a family together. But then, in November of that year, the couple appeared on Good Morning America to reveal some extremely sad information. They said that Lauren had actually gotten pregnant right after Mike got out of prison, but she unfortunately lost the baby. The whole thing was incredibly difficult for the two of them and something that they didn't expect at all. Lauren even said that when she first found out that she was pregnant, she felt like it was finally their time. And then after all the things that they had gone through in their lives and relationships, she thought the pregnancy was a huge blessing. So it's really understandable why she was so disappointed and heartbroken about what happened. But the couple reassured everyone that this wouldn't stop them from trying again. And they were eventually successful. They announced another pregnancy just 1 year later, and they welcomed their son, Romeo Rain, in May 2021. They also welcomed their second child, their daughter named Mia Bella Elizabeth, in January of this year. Mike and Lauren's entire relationship has seriously seen some major ups and downs. But what's interesting about it is that things always seemed good when they were together. Although they did break up for 4 years and a lot happened during that time, it didn't stop them from finding their way back to each other. And in a lot of ways, it kind of seems like their relationship was fate, since nothing could come between them in the end. We also haven't really heard of any major issues in their relationship, so it really looks like they're just incredibly happy together. And I don't think either of them would have it any other way. It's also great to see Mike as the family man that Lauren always knew him to be, and the two of them are clearly having a great time raising their children together. Anyway, what do you guys think about all this? Did you know that Mike and Lauren were in a long-term relationship for years before he was on Jersey Shore? What are your thoughts on Lauren sticking by his side even through their breakup and his prison sentence? Let me know in the comments below.